Hello, my name's Angela from Angela Simpson Functional Medicine Physiotherapy. Thanks for joining me, and I want to talk to you about weight management because this is such a common concern and complaint that I hear from clients, and I know that this might be something that you are managing as well. And if so, maybe you've been managing it for a long time and you've tried different diets, you've tried different exercise programs, maybe you've lost weight short term, but the weight always comes back on, or maybe you've even had trouble losing weight in the first place despite putting some different treatment plans in place. And often is the case, people are looking online, they're looking at the latest diet that helps them lose weight, they're even looking for different supplements or that advertise that quick fix for dropping off the pounds. And again, sometimes this is helpful short term, but you won't get a lasting effect unless you have a personalized plan that actually works for your body. And it's really common for people to also think that weight is just gradually put on as they age, and it's just a natural process of aging, and that it just needs to be something that is accepted. As well, often people think that once they gain the weight, that it becomes tougher and tougher to lose as they age. And although there may be some truth to this, the metabolism does start to slow down gradually as we age. We don't actually have to accept that gradual and potentially even more than gradual weight gain is just a part of life. And this does affect your health in several aspects. It definitely affects, your cardiometabolic health. So we're thinking of heart health and otherwise. It can affect your hormonal health. It can affect things physiologically in your body. But one of the main things that it affects as well is your emotional and your mental health. It really does affect your ability to accept yourself and maintain your self-esteem. Often when people look in the mirror, they're not happy with what they see. Often they put on their pants and they realize that the jeans or the button-up pants are getting tighter and tighter to eventually to the point that the size needs to be changed. You're doing up that blouse or that button-up shirt and you realize and you actually see in the mirror that it looks significantly different than you are comfortable with. As well, you might be going out with your partner or with your friends or family, and you notice that they are more of an optimal weight than you. And again, this really does affect your self-esteem and your confidence in several ways. And even deeper than that, it might be affecting your relationship with your partner. It might be affecting your ability to even be intimate and actually have that level of closeness with your partner if you have ended up gaining weight to the point that you're not comfortable in your own body. And so it's really important to be thinking of all aspects of how weight gain may be affecting you versus just that outward health result, which often is what people are talking about in regards to weight management. And so what I want to mention to you are some of the main causes of weight gain or improper weight management that people often fail to overlook. And so one of them is sleep. And so often people don't realize it, but if they're not sleeping for optimal hours on a daily basis, it actually does start to affect your metabolism slowly over time. So the ideal is between 7 and 9 hours a night. Closer to 9 is better. And if you are chronically sleep deprived, it will actually start to affect your metabolism. As well, stress. So if people are under chronic low-grade stress or they're having an acute stressful event and it does eventually transition into chronic stress, often the metabolic function is impaired. And it does have to do with an exchange of hormones and a slowdown of digestion in general, but it really does affect the body's ability to manage and control weight over time. And so these things aren't actually related to those classic ways that we would think of losing weight, which is dieting, counting calories, and going into a vigorous exercise routine. Now, as well, exercise, often people think if I exercise harder, I'm going to lose more weight, and sometimes this isn't actually the case. So there is an optimal amount of exercise that you need to do to maintain your weight, but again, it's personalized to you. It has to do even with sometimes your genetics and what you actually are capable of doing with your genetics, as well as several other lifestyle factors that need to be taken into account. And then one other obvious one that's hard to overlook are your lifestyle factors in regards to food. And so if you are eating a diet that's potentially higher in inflammatory foods, potentially foods that are higher in toxins, and your body's having a hard time breaking down these toxins, or it's having a hard time keeping up with managing and processing the inflammatory foods that are coming in, it will eventually start to impair the digestive system and it will slow down your metabolic function. So it's really important to be thinking of the types of foods that you're taking in, not necessarily just the amount in calories. And the more processed the foods are in general, the more it is going to affect your metabolic function. And so this just gives you a few kind of insights into how different lifestyle factors could potentially be affecting you and your ability to manage your weight. And so if you think this might interest you more, you're interested in learning how I can help you personalize a plan that helps you not only lose weight over the short term, but actually maintain it over the long term, please feel free to give me a call. I'm happy to talk to you about this more with a free 45-minute consult. You can reach me at my website, www.angelasimpsonfunctionalmedicine.ca. As well, you can look me up on my Facebook group, Angela Simpson Functional Medicine Physio. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you.